T, and we just had some economic data come out. So the charts are doing what the charts do when those things happen. We had PCE out today, so it's actually the Fed's primary data for inflation, right? It doesn't get as much attention as the CPI does, but it certainly has done some crazy stuff in the charts. But again, today is the very last day of the quarter, and it just took me half a second to realize I don't trade today anyway. I don't trade the last day of the quarter, last trading day of the quarter, right? Because what is the first is on Monday. Am I correct on that? Let's take a look at the calendar. First is on Sunday. So yeah. Yeah, don't mess around. We talked about this a lot in the last week or two. That last part of the quarter is very dangerous to trade because funds are rebalancing. You have a lack of what's the term? Just a lack of volatility. A lot of people not trading. You got a lot of funds that maybe they were last minute underwater, and or I should say not underwater. They were last minute profitable, and then like one bad trade could take them to non-profitable, and then their numbers look bad. And that's just because we operate on calendars. That's just how it is. So that said, I'm going to throw up the QR code for those out in YouTube land who may not be working with us over at Algo Factory. There's the website, algofactory.tech. You can zap that QR code, take you straight to the website, and you can learn about what we do. We help people become traders, and then we help them, if they are so interested, we help them actually go down the path of being able to code a trading plan into an algorithm. Actually, just making a plan is an algorithm. So, it's not, algos are not a very complex thing. People make them out to be something much more complex than they are. But once you develop a plan, if you are so inclined, can find a coder and have it coded and eventually have it trade for you. There's a lot that goes into that. So, this is not a get rich quick, you're going to make money next week scenario. This is something where you work for a long time, or not necessarily a long time, but, for some people it's months, for some people it's years. It depends on your discipline, really, and how much time you have. But either way, it's a worthwhile way to spend time, I believe. But, come judge for yourself. Come check it out. All right, so let's take a look here. We got some people watching in the private group. We've got at least Jay's in. I know he's saying good morning, sir. And I know there's a handful of other people watching too, so they're just being quiet. That's fine. I'll show you on the screen here why it's a little dangerous to trade on today. Let me go ahead and do some zooming, and I'll open up the charts here. Okay. Make that disappear. Share the Z screen. Okay, so of course, trading during PCI or PCE, PCI, any of those events is, in my opinion, rather dangerous. I mean, if you can develop a trading plan / algorithm that is able to predict such things, then be my guest. If you have a way to do that successfully and you have tested it, then by all means, you are doing your own thing. You're not doing what I tell you to do, right? This is all a scenario where you are doing your own research. What we say is not investment advice. Okay, so talk to your licensed advisor before risking your money in the markets, because that is dangerous. But here we have a scenario where price looked like it was going to bounce down, and for all intents and purposes, price had it went down hard. Okay, so this is the USD JPY, and it looks like the dollar was getting weaker, or the yen was getting stronger, one of the two. And then we have a big pop up overnight, right? So starting at maybe like 3:30 EST, you have price going in a reversal, and it's up against a resistance now, right? Because there's a lot of price action here. So in a way, price got truly attracted to this area, as price tends to do, just attracted to this order block right there. And as it grabbed that liquidity, it started to head down strongly. right? It wicked down. And so it would make sense for any trader to see this to think that price was going to head down further from a pure price action standpoint if you're not using any kind of indicator based algos, if you're just a price action algo person on a low time frame, right? Without looking at trend or anything. And so if you look at the 5-minute chart, you notice that price was headed down and jumped back up as the announcement happened. Okay, so price looked like it was headed down in a very solid way, and it was headed down in a very predictable manner. And this order block above, it made a lot of sense for it to kind of grab liquidity and head down, but nope, got crushed right back upwards. In fact, if I jump down to the 1-minute chart, that's going to be very evident, easier to see because it just happened. We got the gorilla in. Let's bring him in. What is up, gorilla?
Hey man, where's the music?
Oh, that's a good question. I had it earlier. I think must have glitched out. Ah, there it is. There it is. So now price actually is. See it. So price was supposed to head down. PCE came out, got pumped up, probably knocked a lot of people out of their shorts, and then now heads down. Now, will it continue to head down? It's possible. Let's see what the charts say. Yeah, I mean, it has every reason to head down. I was looking at this. I'd kind of forgotten my rule about not trading today. And as I was looking at it, I was like, oh, I should take a short here because it looks, shorty. But no, today is not a day 2 trade for me. So, and it's a whacked out chart anyway. It's not a very clean chart. But, we are watching as price is just messing with people. And that's just what happens during those news events. So, decent chance it'll head down. But again, I think what we might actually see here is more of a range. Not a lot going on today. End of the quarter, funds rebalancing. And here's what you have to be kind of careful of. The rather large funds out there, a lot of them trade the same way, and they also have the power to move markets. They could do it through manipulating economic data. They can do it through news. They can do it through pure financial means. So, it's a dangerous time to be out trading. Certainly. I never trade on a day like today. So, what you got going on, V?
Nothing much, man. It is a slow Friday,
Yeah, it's a quiet Friday.
It is very a Sleepy Joe Friday, man.
Sleepy Joe. Yeah, definitely a Sleepy Joe Friday. I think I'm going to go have some ice cream and then fall off my bike.
That sounds like fun, actually. I'd like to join you.
Yeah, come have an ice cream, fall off the bike, and then shit your pants in front of the Pope.
Oh my God, that's even better.
Yeah, and then go shake hands with some air.
Oh yeah.
And then walk out during the middle of a word presentation. Oh, the world's laughing at us. Yeah, so we got a pretty quiet day. We got a little bit less viewers today than expected to. I think everybody knows. Everybody knows that today's going to be quiet. Got Cool Cat with the Friday meme. Yes. Yeah, those memes. That meme was popular. What was it, like 2019? That was back in the day. Very popular. People imitated that meme over in Telegram. So yeah, man. Quiet day, really. I mean, I'm tempted just to kind of call it off early today, but I at least wanted to see what the PCE was going to say, and let's do that. Let's refresh the screen. And we'll see if anybody has any questions. Today is a good day for that. PCE. Okay, so that actually came in a little bit lower. The inflation numbers came in lower than expected. So that's interesting. So it's a month-over-month number. So they're looking at the price index, right? So this is the individual consumer number. Again, this is what the Fed uses for their inflation index. PCI is going to be the price index. So that's going to be like what companies are spending, what whatever, all kinds of entities are spending. But if you look at the core PCE price index, that's the personal consumption. That is what people are spending individually. But it doesn't get as much attention as the CPI. And the CPI comes out first. CPI tends to reflect it. Interestingly, I can't remember how the CPI came out. But either way, this is the number we get, and it looks like it initially USD JPY, so dollar got strong based on that. That's kind of weird. Well, okay, here's what happened. Right at the announcement, it got pushed down and then crammed back up. So they're just messing with people today for sure. You got a something going on in your throat there, bud?
I have a frog in my throat.
Yeah, if you got a frog. What were you? Were you trolling in the Castro district last night? You got a little sore throat?
Hey, man. I was
yeah. You had to make a little extra money.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do to survive in this economy, man.
Well, we've come a long way since our days back when we had.
You got to swallow a frog,
A frog.
Oh
no,
God,
that's terrible. That's code.
We are the worst.
Yeah, we're terrible. Yeah, I was wondering if I was going to be able to work today. Actually, my kid woke up at about 6:05, which is early for him. We have my aunt and uncle, and they come over to watch the baby while my wife is still kind of recovering. So they're just coming here to help out, and but they don't get here till 7:30. So the baby woke up early today, uncharacteristically before 7:30. And my wife was able to take him. I was like, oh, should I take the day off? Because today's going to be dead. If I were ever to take a day off, it'd be like today. But that's all right. We're here.
Take a day off, man.
Yeah, I will from trading. I don't trade on the last day. We were just talking about this before he came on. And yeah, I've said this enough times, on our show. But last day of the quarter, I never trade. I learned that the hard way. I had just taken on a large account, and so I'm trading a few $1,000 a trade. It wasn't a large account, but it was a sizable account anyway. Yeah. And of course, the last day of the quarter, everything was going the opposite direction it was supposed to go, and I lost a good sized trade. I'm like, oh, what the. And then so I started looking back. I'm like, maybe it has to do with the last day of the quarter. Sure enough, so that seemed to be a unpredictable price action on that last day.
Yeah,
all those funds they want to stay in profit.
It's the last day in quarter. There's nothing going on, brother. Nothing.
Mm-hmm. Nothing good.
Nothing good.
Lisa Gray, yeah, on even if it's off. Thank you, Lisa. Appreciate that. We got a few people now on YouTube. I think I started like 2 minutes late because I was just watching the price action there. But yeah, that's what we're just look how nothing this is. This is the 1 minute chart. I mean, you're looking at if I were to zoom out to like the 30-minute, it's nothing. It's nada. Nada. So that's that. I wonder if there's any beginner concepts we should cover. Trying to think. One way to do a trade, some of the best traders I know are doing breakout trades. So what we could do is take a look at how the charts act during runs and flats. So basically a breakout trade, if let's just say you're a day trader, you mess around on the 5 minute. As we've talked about before, the market spends about maybe 70% of the time ranging and 30% of the time running. And a lot of that has to do with the London or US Open. So if I were to bust out Traders Reality, which I already have on the chart, and I'll bring out the opens here. think it's labels, boxes. There we go. Where's my labels though? I thought I just clicked on labels to fix that. Labels, lines. Maybe labels on price scale. Files and status line. So let's just bring it all out. Okay, we don't need the tables.
Don't touch me because I'm close to the edge.
That's a good song though.
Yes, I am trying not to lose my head, you know.
Yeah, I know. I'm all about it. Thin lines, pivot points, high low, ADR, average weekly, range high, range low. Here we go. Daily open. Market session, show session, London color box, label. Okay. So London is going to be gray. New York is going to be this like dark red. So I don't know why it doesn't say London on there. Usually Traders Reality does have that on there, but for some reason I can't find the input. So your gray box is going to be London, right? And your red box is going to be New York. So you have the London open right here. And then you have the New York open right here. And then the New York London crossover. So what you'll notice is that at each of these opens, price tends to do things, right? So at the London open, we're looking at the USD JPY in particular here, okay? At the London open, price it has a little bit of downward action, but overnight it basically ranges on the London open. So it had just come out of a run, so it just consolidated a bit, right? You could probably have a decent range definition, say like here. So right at the New York Open, what ended up happening was price dipped out of this range. It's not a very good range because it's got a lot of, it's spread out. But the very bottom of price action in that range is this line. So, you could look at these two dips out of that range as a deviation, right? You could, but then you have this price action really close. So this is not the healthiest example, but we'll use it. So as price jumps out of that though, on the New York session, you see if you could gamble and look at the tighter range on this more recent price action like this. As price dumped out of it, it came back up and retested and headed down. And a lot of your breakout traders, they look for price to break out of the range, whether it's kind of that more recent range or this wider, kind of better defined range, if you will. I'd almost take this up a little bit tighter based on these three bottoms right here, if you want to get real strict. And then as price came up and retested, they short in this case, right? They might short like right here. And then they head down. And you'll notice if you look at the ADX, oops, let's bust this out. You'll notice that at the end of that kind of period where there's just ranging around, you notice the ADX starts to pop up. And let me go ahead and expand the ADX just itself. And the mark of ADX for me is usually going to be around 20 when I start to pay attention to it. And as ADX breaks above 20, we can say, okay, there might be, let me delete that. There might be a breakout of a range, right? As it goes above 20. So I'm watching that. And you see price start to act and head down, right? So let's look for another example. And it can happen at the London Open too. It doesn't have to just be the New York. And then the greens are like the Asian Open, I think this actual right here is going to be your Asian Open on the top. Like I said, I don't know. The labels are not here. I'm not taking the time to figure the labels out. But here's the London Open trade that happens, right? And again, this indicator that shows these opens is called trader reality. There's many, there's other indicators that have market opens. I'm tempted to just delete this and put it back on. Let's do that. Let's delete traders reality. And then we'll go to our indicators. Bring it back on. Let it populate. It takes time. Yeah, look at that. No labels. That's annoying. Let's delete it and do look for like just a market open, market close. I haven't been using the traders reality at all. It's like I just had it on there. And let's do this. Market open. Market opener, Forex market open. Now let's see which ones we like. Okay, so I got 2 on here. London pre, London open, Asia close. All right, so let's do. Looks like Forex market open here doesn't have any data. All right, so we'll close that one. And we'll just do this one. Okay, so you have the London open right here, right? As it's marked. So we don't really need to do any, it's there. It's that yellow line up, right? In this case, price already seems to be on a move upward. So I'm not sure. We're not really looking at a range and a breakout. And then you have the New York open. And this is another sort of ranging scenario. We're not looking at a range and a breakout. It's just ranging already. Yeah, I don't know, Cool Cat. I know they're not there. I just brought it out and it wasn't there, so maybe they're working on it. So this is a tricky one, right? So this particular range is not. It's after the close. I couldn't use it. So we'll go to the next. Asia morning, London pre-open, London open. Okay, New York pre, New York open. So here's a good example. You have a long kind of a range, right? You have price that's been ranging for like a day, maybe longer. And then you have the New York open. So that's when you're going to see like a potential volatility coming at the New York open, right? So yeah, this is a good range. All right. So now what I would do is pay attention. We got New York open. I'll draw a line so that it goes down to the ADX. And then I will open this up. ADX is in the toilet, right? We have a line at 20. So we just let ADX cross 20. You can set an alarm. You can right click on ADX, add an alert. ADX crossing 20, just like that. You hit save. It'll tell you when it happens, right? Okay, so you have that. And that alarm would go off at about, 2:30. So unfortunately, that alarm goes off around market close. So that's a bummer. But you know what? It looks like it actually sloped up and broke out. Yeah, right before that. So 20 is actually a little bit late. Maybe if ADX is that low, we back test, we find that setting the ADX of 15 is better. But we see that there is a breakout, but really there's not a whole lot of action because even though there is a breakout of the range, it happens around the market close. There's just not a lot of volatility to carry it through, right? Oh, I see what's going on. I've got a problem here. This is a New York open. Why is it showing 1220? This is weird. This is very weird. I think there's something wrong with this indicator, guys and gals, because the New York open's back here where it says London open. So we got an issue with that indicator. Let's get rid of that one. Another bug. Yeah. I'm like, what? This doesn't make any sense. And the price action didn't match either. Very odd. Because look, this is the London open up here. Nice trade based on right past London open. Beautiful trade. Nice breakout and pullback. So I'm like, what the hell? And here's your New York open. So there's not much going on here. This is just not a good trade for the breakout method. You'd just be waiting for something else, right? Probably waiting for the London Open. But anyway, and this also is the end of September, so you're looking at just a lot of ranging action, like not a lot happening here until, well, fortunately right here there was, but let's find a better market open indicator. Okay. Indicators. The brain fart. Let's see, pre-horizontal line for market, open price, open interest, no. Federal, no. Market sessions, open close levels. Let's see what that does. And then oh no, I don't want the levels. I want the background. Okay, so let's get rid of the levels. Okay, so let's see if this matches up. This is it here. 6 o'clock, 6:30. Okay, so this green would be New York Open, right? This blue would be the London Open. So it's not labeled, but you just get to know it. So you got, this is a weird indicator. It's the end of this is the Open. Yeah, I don't know, man. These indicators suck. I know there's got to be one. It's such a simple thing to code. I don't know what's up with Trader's Reality, though. Cool Cat says he's got the labels. So I know that one works. So I guess if we're not dealing with labels, we might as well go back to Trader's Reality. Say Forex. Open. Let's see what that does. Forex session. Opening range. Let's do that one. See if that's our Hail Mary here. Okay. Yeah, I don't even know what that is. All right, let's go back to Trader's Reality, and then we'll probably just go on to the private session here. All right, well, okay, so everybody got to see me go through a bunch of indicators and talk about stuff we already know, so not an entirely productive public beginner course, but you did get an idea about how the breakout works, and we did get the ADX metric, so semi-productive. But we're going to look, if you want market opens, you can just put lines on it yourself. You know London Open is at that time, UTC 0. You know that New York Open is right here, 8:30 EST. You know, I mean, you don't need an indicator for that. So just look for breakouts right after that. And we'll continue this on the private session. We just need the gorilla to give us that send-off, and we'll head over.
All right, guys, my send-off is coming right now. Are you all ready for the send-off?
Send off, please. Send me off, please. I want to be sent.
You want to be sent?
Plunger.
Here you go. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm on the wrong device. Give me 1 second.
Uh-oh.
Okay, here comes the send
Yeah, that sounds way better. You sound like you're talking through a tin can.
I was talking through a plunger.
It's like a plunger, but there's like a hole through the handle, so it becomes like a megaphone.
Yeah.
Then like all that nasty water would come up like through the handle into your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna vomit. Go ahead. That's right after he. I thought the first one was Arnold, dude, in Predator.
That was Alexander Skarsgård from the Tarzan movie, the remake. I haven't seen that one. But
Tarzan.
That's my send off, you bastards. What are you waiting?
Such a Friday, dude. It's a last quarter.
Friday.
Screw around.
Okay. If you're still wondering whether you join or not, if you're still thinking about whether you should join or not, you should join. That's all I gotta say. You're leaving money on the table, man. You're leaving money on the table. Algo Factory.tech. Join us. Let's get it on. Come on, Cowboy. Let's go.
All right, let's do it.